Hello and welcome to the return of F1 2020 to the channel. I'm Joe. If you're new around here, make sure you click that subscribe button for weekly Formula 1 content. Formula 1 is back in real life this weekend, so it seems the perfect time to rekindle the Jordan Grand Prix career, and I really can't wait to show you guys the changes that we've made. Of course, at the end of Season 2, if you didn't catch it, do go and check it out now, but I will be spoiling what happened in a few seconds' time. So you've got a few seconds to just change it. But this is episode 45 of the series. We've, of course, had 2 seasons so far. And last season, we won the Constructors' Championship by 1 point and also won the Drivers' title as well. Absolutely unbelievable. And achieved everything that we wanted to achieve. But I'm coming back for this season as a build-up to F1 2021 as well. So we're going to try and retain our championship. And we've got a brand new driver to try and help us with our quest to win the championship. Now, I did try and sign Lewis Hamilton, but as you guys all know, with F1 2020... you don't get the sponsorship money before you sign your second driver, so we just didn't have enough funds to get Lewis Hamilton. I then switched my attention to Daniel Ricciardo and tried to bring him in as a replacement for Sergio Perez, but ultimately we were left with another compatriot of mine, Mr. Lando Norris. So Lando Norris is our new teammate. I think this is going to be a really fantastic partnership. You've got a good sneak preview of our new driver suits as well, which I'm really pleased with. Getting a little bit of the green in there, but we are heading towards back towards the yellow livery after the 2021 season, in inverted commas, was our 30th anniversary, where we had the green livery to celebrate that. We're back to the classic Jordan yellow. We're upgrading the facilities as well. We've still got 33 million in the bank. We're still top of the R&D table, and we've got some more improvements coming in before Australia. It's going to be really exciting. We'll go through some of the grid changes as well, but without further ado, let's get ourselves to the car reveal. This is the first episode I've recorded on the PS5 of this game, so we'll see how much smoother it runs. And I really can't wait for F1 2021 to come out, whenever that may be.
By organising some team activities. Head to the activity screen to see what we have available.
Okay, so we have some activities, that's fine. So we can get some merchandise. Driver training camp. Surely that's the one that we want to do. We can be very happy with that. So, yeah, let's head into the the car reveal. I am just gonna up the audio settings a little bit. Yeah, speech needs to be a little bit higher. That seems fine to me. Right, here we go. Always an exciting moment, this. There she is, our 2022 challenger, the Jordan GP 2022 Mercedes there, in a beautiful yellow livery. Little tinge of green in there just to show a bit of respect to our roots, but there you go, you can see it in all its glory. And we might even change it throughout the season as well. I've seen some wonderful liveries that we can have a little look at throughout the season, but we'll be starting off with this beautiful Jordan GP livery, and I really can't wait to keep going. But Kimi Räikkönen has retired, and as promised, I will talk you through some of the driver changes. So Perez has gone to McLaren, Albon is at Haas, Carlos Sainz has moved to Red Bull, Danny Kvyat and Gasly still at Alpha Tauri. Norris, of course, has joined Jordan GP. Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi are at Alfa Romeo. I believe that hasn't changed since last year. It was, of course, Kimi that was at BWT Racing Point. Giovinazzi still at Williams. Grosjean still at Haas. And Kevin Magnussen back at McLaren. And Nick de Vries has replaced Kimi Räikkönen at BWT Racing Point. The other Haas driver, by the way, Alex Albon, I can't believe that one. That's absolutely hilarious. But certainly looking forward to seeing what battles emerge this season. So why don't we get on with qualifying once we've advanced time, and we can see exactly where we're set up, ready for the Australian Grand Prix. Looks like we've...
Parts have been completed.
Hey, there you go.
They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
That's what we like to see. It's all very, very quiet at the moment. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'll go ahead, do practice, and we'll be back for qualifying. Okay, so here we are in qualifying. I must admit, we've been struggling a little bit during practice this weekend, but that has happened in the past, and we've come good for qualifying. Very, very rusty with this game. Obviously, I've been playing F1 2010 recently as well, so all of that is coming to a head. But yeah, hopefully I can get through. So I'll head out on track nice and early, and we'll see if we can get through Q1. Well, a little spin straight away here, so not the best start, we'll be honest. And this is us going on to our hot lap, and our tyres will not be in the best shape for this, so this could be a shocker. Right, here we come up to the line. Despite our spin, what's it going to be? It's a 1:20.6, which is enough a second at the moment, so it should be enough to get through to Q2, but I do feel like that is going to be a long way off where pole position is going to be today, but there's nothing we can do about this. We're just doing the best that we can, and obviously rusty at the game, probably not as good at the game as we were back in September, but hopefully we avoid the shock of going out in Q1. Although Gasly's quicker than us, that's not good. Well, we get through to Q2, but not very comfortably at all. Down in 15th place, 1.7 seconds off our teammate Lando Norris. I feel like maybe we've accidentally upped the AI difficulty or something since last time, or maybe that's just been patched in the game since. We seem to be well off the pace, and I can't imagine we're going to get through to Q3. I mean, at the moment we're looking at gaining over a second, which is going to be asking a lot, I feel. Kevin Magnussen up in 6th place, looking good for McLaren. So Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Mick Schumacher, George Russell, Nicholas Latifi and Nick de Vries are the ones out in Q1. Come up to the line. Don't think it's been our best lap, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near good enough. We're at 7th at the moment. I don't know how we've snuck into the top 10 there. 1:19.9, so slightly better than our Q1 time. So we are going in at least the right direction. But yeah, I think we'll struggle. And look at that. I mean, just understeer central, this car, isn't it? And
there's only one lap of fuel remaining.
I think we are in for a rude awakening these next couple of Grand Prix to try and get ourselves back up to standard and try and get out of these with a decent haul of points, otherwise we are going to struggle. So yeah, let's get back to the pits, save these tyres and see how we get on. Well, we do manage to get through to Q3 in 10th position. You can see Valtteri Bottas managed to pip Lando Norris for pole position in Q2. Ocon is the first man out, very unlucky for him. Vettel in 12th, Gasly 13th, Leclerc 14th, so both Ferraris out in Q2. Lance Stroll 15th, and Alexander Albon completes those eliminated from Q2. Here we come then for our first run at pole position of 2022. Here we come up to the line. It's a 1:19.7, so another couple of tenths shaved off our Q2 time this time, and we're up to third, but behind Ricciardo and Verstappen currently in the race for pole position. So not the best start, but it certainly could have been worse. Well, here we come then, up to the line. What's it going to be? We've got 4 tenths on our previous time. We're up to third. Well, that would be an incredible achievement after today. I decided to come back out early and try and get our second time in before the mad rush at the end. And wow. Well, if we manage third, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'm not convinced, but yeah, 19.3. So I mean, you know, we started off today with a 1:20 flat, and we've gained 7 tenths on that time. So you know, over the next couple of Grand Prix, as we get a little bit more sharp, hopefully we'll be back where we need to be in terms of pace to Lando. But wow, I mean, that was by far our best lap yet in this qualifying session, and managed to hook everything up. But probably still a couple of tenths out there if we want to go and find them, but we haven't got any tyres left, so it's going to be an incredibly close Grand Prix. We're going to have to be on our absolute game. So, get right down to pace and driving into the garage after a good day's work. If we finish P3, I'll be over the moon with that. But Norris looking very, very good. Can he get pole position away from, I assume it was Bottas or Hamilton? I didn't actually look, but you assume that's the case. But wheeled back into the garage. Absolutely love our livery this year. Let's see how they get on then. So it is Bottas that's on pole position at the moment. Hamilton down in 7th. So you'd expect him to improve. I mean, look at that. We are well off the pace of Lando Norris. 5 tenths of a second off him. But we've got 52 seconds to go.
Far is at 1:19.3.
Let's ride on board with our new teammate Lando Norris and see how he gets on. And see, just so much more confidence in the car. And I mean, I think we're slightly quicker through these sections of the track. It's sector 2 and 3 we really struggle with. This corner in particular has been a little bit of a struggle, but you know, we seem to be pretty much on par. And I wonder if we're going to curse him here. I want to see him get his first pole position for us. So he's aiming for a 1:18, I think. Although it's, yeah, we're not going to be able to watch it all, are we? Because it's going to come out. But let's see. Did he get pole position?
With qualifying
yes, he did.
It's time
wow.
to remind ourselves of our top 3. Norris, Bottas and Max Verstappen. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
But what a disappointment. We're down in 8th. Kevin Magnussen in excellent 4th for McLaren. Lewis Hamilton in 5th there. Much slower than his teammate Valtteri Bottas for whatever reason. Sainz in 6th for Red Bull. A good showing against Max Verstappen. Daniel Ricciardo in 7th. We're 8th. Daniel Kvyat in 9th. And Sergio Perez in 10th. Let's hand over to David Croft and Anthony Davidson to take you through the first race of Season 3 of F1 2020.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at Albert Park, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. And home to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Magnussen, Lewis Hamilton and Sainz, Ricciardo, the captain, Kvyat and Sergio Perez, Ocon, Vettel, Pierre Gasly and Leclerc, Stroll, Albon, Nick de Vries and Nicholas Latifi. Russell, Schumacher, Grosjean and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So here we go then. What an introduction. We've of course got the formation lap and then going into the Grand Prix. I can't actually remember whether I'm set to 50% races or 25% here. This could be very interesting. I could be in for a much longer race than I'm expecting. Wow, what a disappointment to qualify 8th. I mean, we're there or thereabouts. I think a few more rounds of this season and we can do it. It is 25%, which is a big relief to me, certainly. We're going to take a little bit of extra fuel on so I can push a little bit harder in this Grand Prix. In terms of the engine, and well, without further ado, let's get into the action. So here we go. 8th position is where we're starting from. Oops. Clean getaway.
Clutch bite is good, gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap.
And of course, starts on this game are very up and down for us. We generally have a very poor start to a Grand Prix, so this is going to be really, really tough, and a really tough and interesting challenge. You know, of course, we left it with the euphoria of winning the Drivers' Championship in the last episode.
For the time being, conditions looking good.
And then, of course, winning the Constructors' Championship by 1 point over Mercedes at the final Grand Prix of the season. And, well, coming back for Season 3, sometimes they say when you're on a high, you should leave it there. But, of course, with F1 back this weekend, really fancied get back into this Jordan GP Grand Prix car, which has been a joy to drive, to be honest. I don't think I could have done any better, really, personally. I just think maybe the AI a little bit fast for us at this moment in time. But we'll see it. We'll get a clearer indication after this Grand Prix. I'm hoping that we can get some good points today and certainly not be trailing in the championship. That's the plan anyway. But here we come, up to the start-finish line. And heading into our grid position. So Lando Norris on pole position, Bottas in 2nd, Max Verstappen 3rd, Kevin Magnussen in 4th, with Lewis Hamilton in 5th, Carlos Sainz in 6th, Ricciardo 7th, we're 8th. We've got Kvyat in 9th and Sergio Perez, our former teammate,
The rest of the grid is forming up.
10th.
Be patient.
Everybody
Watch
has
the lights.
lined up and we are ready for the lights. Here we go for the first part of Season 3. Lights out, away we go here in Australia for 2022. It's a good start off the grid. You have to say it. And we're going to take it nice and easy into turn 1. And Kvyat takes us around the outside. Very conservative there. Didn't want to lose our front wing. But now heading towards turn 4. What can we do here? Again, just taking it nice and easy. Don't want to get in any trouble at this opening Grand Prix. But Bulldozer Hannard can't resist a wide gap like that to go down the inside of. It's been a very, very scrappy opening to this Grand Prix, but it looks like Lando Norris has got away well, and Bottas.
We've held position on lap 1.
chasing.
That's not great, but it's not terrible. Stay focused.
And now it's all about what can we do? Can we keep ourselves in the mix here? Or are we just going to gradually drop away? Got a chance on Daniel Ricciardo here. We got the overtake button, but just not in the best position to do anything about it. Dirty air just means I don't want to risk it. But hey, if we can get a good exit around this final corner, might have a chance here. Waiting for the ERS to come back online. Okay, we're going to come into the pits this lap. I think these tyres are well past their best. We managed to stay with Ricciardo for the first 5 laps or so, but now really, really struggling. But here we come into the pit lane then for our first stop of Season 3. And we're in. And I'm really, really hoping that switching the strategy up will just give us a little bit of breathing room, and maybe, just maybe, we can get back into this Grand Prix.
Some information on Schumacher. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Can I... Oh, for flip's sake. Alright, come on. No. So annoying, I don't even remember hitting the front wing. Well, that's...
Some information on Schumacher. They have some kind of mechanical problem. Release, release.
Ah, well, never mind. It's just going to be a poor day at the office.
Stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Unless there's some sort of safety car or major incident.
Fuel target is +1.
I can't see how we're going to finish in the points today. Well, Nick De Vries has just come out the pits, meaning that there's some wheel-to-wheel action for you to enjoy. As we go down the inside, but yeah, it's quite obvious that we're not going to be scoring any sort of points today. We're battling for 14th place, for goodness sake. And well, there's a Haas car ahead of us in Alexander Albon. Maybe we can catch him before the end, but even then I'm not counting me chickens just yet. Well, this time, look at this. We got a great run on Albon. And we go down the inside, and our superior brakes to the Haas slow us down in time, and we managed to get ourselves up to 13th position now. And our personal best middle sector as well.
Gap to car in front is 4.1 seconds.
So 4.1 seconds to get to the battle for the last point of this Grand Prix. Who would have thought that?
A lap of the race.
So we're on to the final lap, and Kvyat has just overtaken us there. Our tyres have fell away massively. And yeah, we've fallen away from contention for the final point, so it is going to be a really disappointing opening Grand Prix of the season, but we can recover from this. You know, I think we can bounce back. I think getting back to race sharpness was possibly too much to ask in this Grand Prix, and you know, maybe even the next Grand Prix, and of course Vietnam coming up as well. We never ever do well at Vietnam, so I'm not expecting everything, but Lando Norris has won the Australian Grand Prix. Perfect start for him, and well, what a nice start for that side of the Jordan garage, but we've just been absolutely god-awful this weekend, and we're going to come up to the line, and as world champion we're going to slump in 14th place.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
Well, well done, Lando Norris. What a victory for him. Bottas finishing in second, and of course Max Verstappen finishing in third. So just as you were on the grid, and you have to say, Lando, much better driver than us today.
Updated driver standings. Lando Norris takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Some amazing talents out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, Lance Stroll would be my pick. He managed to keep a cool head today whilst pushing through the field.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The owner drivers team moved to the top of the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So Lando Norris dominates the opening race of the season, 4.5 seconds ahead of Valtteri Bottas in second. Verstappen finishes third, Ricciardo fourth, and that's frustrating because that's who we were behind when we came into the pit lane and obviously had our front wing changed. Now, that didn't cost us 18 seconds, but I think the change in motivation is what did it in the end. I think we would have finished in the points, maybe 8th or 9th. I don't think we'd have finished 5th, if I'm honest with you. You know, I think Sainz and Hamilton would have been too quick, but I think we could have finished 7th, just ahead of Esteban Ocon, maybe. But you know, it's all trivial now. But a great opening race of the season. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe, of course, for weekly F1 2020 content. Let me know down in the comments if you're happy it's back. Make sure you smash the like button. We'll watch the interview and then we'll click the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Your teammate is up on the podium today. This is a great thing for the team, isn't it? Great. Well, that's everything.